Hello, this is the Lord's Legion and welcome to another episode of Cancerous Comment Conduct. And yeah, I know that I'm late on another episode between this one and the last one, but again, I had my hands full with a ton of news as well as the best films ever and other projects. And now that I've got a ton of shit done, now I have enough time to do another episode of one of these, because truth be told, I miss doing these videos. And the videos that we're going to be focusing on in terms of the comments are of course both of the concept art videos featuring the Spider-Man films. Those being the Sam Raimi series as well as the Amazing series. And a lot of them don't really seem that bad, so that's why I kinda merged the two videos into one. And apologies if I do seem a little rusty during the comebacks, but I'll try my very best because it's been a while. And with all that being said, let's just jump right into the comments. Fantastic Four 2005 and 2007 concept art? I'm guessing that this is a suggestion, and truth be told, I don't think there's really that many from either films or even so much from the reboot. Although I will be willing into making a video in relation to the Fantastic Four films, but I wouldn't say that it will be in the near future. I just got a little tired of the Sam Raimi movies hate going on in this video. The constant jabs at the designs, calling the movies goofy and campy. I mean, they're the definitive Spider-Man movies. None of the new ones even come close to the Sam Raimi trilogy. Now, at no point in the video did I ever flat out say that I do not like the Sam Raimi trilogy. And yeah, I did mention a couple times that the trilogy is somewhat goofy and campy, but at no point did I use that as an insult. Wait, there was a proto-Goblin mask made? Well, yes, there was an animatronic Goblin mask that was made well before they decided on the final look for the Green Goblin. And the reason why I didn't even mention that at all in the video is mainly because the videos in question were focusing on concept art, not so much unused props. That being said, it would be pretty interesting if I do eventually talk about unused props in other movies, but only if there's enough material to make a countdown list on. That PS1 Spider-Man tune though, I really like the Venom concepts and the Goblin with the sword concept. Same here, and I'm really happy that you do dig the background music, because the Sam Raimi trilogy always came across as somewhat retro in my eyes, so I thought that this would be a pretty good mix. I hope Black Cat and Mysterio appear in Spider-Man Homecoming 2. Personally, I would wait on Black Cat until part 3, however Mysterio is probably my top choice for the next Spider-Man villain, because there's so much interesting things you can do with the villain visually. Just don't make him a side bitch is all I'm saying. The Raimi Felicia looks badass as hell. I love that design and I wish it was used in something. You see, looking at that Black Cat costume, it would be absolutely perfect for the Sam Raimi trilogy. I do wish that they do somewhat recycle it in the MCU while giving it its own MCU flair. But I don't think the blue shading would work today. Even though Sam Raimi didn't want to use Venom, you can't deny that the concept art of Venom was amazing and really terrifying looking. There's no two ways about it, but those concept art featuring Venom do actually look amazing. And they are really terrifying looking, I'll give you that one. Really terrifying. I knew you meant really, but come on, at the very least edit that comment. Rodimus, I love you man, but come on. I still need Tobey and Raimi for Spider-Man 4. Damn idiot Marvel. Ah well, I hate Tom Holland's Peter, but like Spidey, it's a 50-50 for me. Are you sure you want a Spider-Man 4? Because given what we were originally going to get, it sounded like even more of a mess than Spider-Man 3. And I know everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but come on, you cannot say that Tobey Maguire is better than Tom Holland. Maguire can't act for shit. The ones I like the most are Vulture and Lizard. I still question whether Vulture was even going to look the way he did in the concept art. Lizard looks cool though. According to the artist who did do the Lizard concept designs, which were featured in an art book of his, Lizard was designed so that it could be a guy in a suit. Now originally I thought he meant that the Lizard was just going to be a guy in a rubber suit instead of being an actual lizard, but after having a brief conversation with the guy, he was actually talking about the Lizard wearing a practical suit instead of him being a complete CGI monster. Which would be kind of interesting, but I don't think it would work. Or at the very least not without some CGI enhancements in there as well. Because the Lizard is pretty tricky to pull off. Looks like Spider-Man Unlimited Green Goblin. You know, now that you point that out, it's hard not to see anything other than the Unlimited Green Goblin. The goggles are on point and he even does have that creepy smirk. What's up with your voice? Here we go, there's always going to be that one comment that points on my voice, mainly because I'm a British asshole. Oh shit, I mean arsehole. But yeah, even though I don't really like my voice anyway, that's your explanation. Because I am a British arsehole. Why are you shouting? See, this is also one of those reoccurring comments. Like, I don't shout and I don't yell. Admittedly, I do raise my voice, but that's only because I'm trying to be more expressive. Like, what would you even prefer? Me talking like this? You know, when I sound bored as fuck? You know, I'm not even interested. When I'm sort of monotone? Is that better? Am I sick of this for now on? I mean, if that's what you want. You know what, fuck you, I'm gonna stick with my voice. What is your accent? How about you guess? And believe it or not, someone actually guessed and got it right. Scouse! And I'm not gonna lie, but I'm somewhat impressed and baffled at the same time. Because us Scousers do have this unique sort of accent. And it's a rare occurrence for anyone to point it out in my comment section. Especially since majority of my viewerships are technically American. Sam Raimi movies are the best! You see, you can believe that all you want, but we can all agree on one thing, and that they really haven't aged all that well. Especially the first one. Spider-Man 2, although I haven't seen in years, I don't think is really as good as everyone else makes it out to be, and Spider-Man 3 is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Damn, Black Cat looking good. You see, I've got nothing against that first comment because it's only tongue-in-cheek, but the response is just, ugh. Yeah, I like to fuck her in the pussy hole. Like, calm down, man. I mean, it's only a piece of concept art. And it's also the same asshole who commented on my voice earlier, so you know, fuck you, Joshua. How did he get that Mysterio pic and not see the other one where his mask is off and it's clearly Bruce Campbell? Well, oops. Silly me. Sorry. Am I forgiven? Pretty sure that's concept art for revived symbiote Black Cat in Spider-Man Web of Shadows. Admittedly, yes, they do have their similarities, and I can't blame you for thinking that way, but truth be told, this was the legit Black Cat concept art for Spider-Man 2. Although it wouldn't surprise me if some of that was revived for Spider-Man Web of Shadows. I really miss Seven Webheads. I'm really glad you brought this guy up because Seven Webheads was such a legend back in the day. And what's even more insane is the fact that I don't live too far away from Seven Webhead, or at the very least from where he originally lived. But Seven, if you're watching this, please come back. If I gave myself $10 every time he said, spot on, I would be rich. Like, I really can't deny that one, I did say spot on quite a bit in that video. But even you have to admit that some of them were pretty spot on. Why would someone dislike this video? I don't seem to see anything wrong with it. I don't know if it's sarcasm and that you think it's a terrible video or you are legitimately genuine. Either way, this is a really useless comment and it does nothing to help improve my content. I'm kinda glad they cancelled Spider-Man 4. They were going to waste Mysterio for a comedic cameo. To be fair, Mysterio has always been somewhat of a comedic villain. Though what really does get to me is the response when someone replied with, "You're glad they cancelled the entire movie because of that?" Which isn't even confirmed, by the way. Well, you're a fucking idiot. Well, for one, that was legitimately confirmed. And two, this is only Chris's opinion and why can't you just respect it? And then moving on to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 video, the early costumes for Spider-Man tried way too hard to separate itself from the Sam Raimi series. It really goes without saying, and some of them early concept arts, I really do not dig the designs. Those aren't wings, they're gliding membranes. Some lizards do have them. I honestly prefer this version of the lizard as it looks so unique and cool. I'm not exactly the biggest expert on lizards, so I will give you that one. And as unique as the design looked, I don't think it could really work for the lizard. That is Vin Diesel under the mask, you cannot convince me otherwise. You know, when I first ever seen that design for the Rhino, I knew there was something rather interesting about the face, but now that you pointed that out, I cannot unsee this. And then we also have people pointing out that yes, there were other versions of goblins who did have mechanical wings. With Spider-Man Unlimited, however, I'm not entirely sure if they were mechanical or they were biological. Correct me if I'm wrong though, because I haven't seen that show in years, and as for Goblin 2099, well, yeah, there's no two ways about that one. I love The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 as decent setups for what will be a great third movie. Now that The Amazing Spider-Man 3 is cancelled, I disown both The Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Not gonna lie, but that is a bit of a silly judgment. But personally, I love The Amazing Spider-Man series despite of its faults. And there are some genuinely good moments in both of these films. I hope they reuse that concept Miles costume for a future live-action Miles film. I 100% have your back on this one, and honestly, I think that Miles Morales costume absolutely looks kick-ass. Looks like the DCEU is next. Yes, I'm going to do the DCEU video next, and it should be out within the coming week. Sorry for that huge delay, but I was so busy with the Infinity War hype, as well as focusing on some of the best films ever videos. But I will tell you this much about this upcoming video, and that it will be a top 20. So be on the lookout sometime this week. Hopefully. Dude, I love your channel. Instant subscribe. Thanks very much, man. I'm so happy that you enjoy my content. Every subscriber means a lot to me, and I'm grateful for that subscribe. You got a Twitter? No, and honestly, I'm not particularly used to Twitter, and I don't really plan on making a Twitter. I mean, would anyone even want me to make a Lord's Legion Twitter? Because if enough people want it, then I might make a Twitter, I guess. But even then, I don't see why I would even need a Twitter in the first place. That's not a winged goblin, it's part of the glass door in front of him. No, those wings are attached to him. It even said in the description of the picture from wherever it was originally uploaded. But yeah, that's a winged goblin. Look at those terrible concept art. No wonder those movies were so shit. Look, you can judge all of them movies all you want, but you can't blame their failures purely because of the concept art. Because there is a reason as to why they're called concept art. They're meant to showcase you a piece of concept that may or may not translate well onto the big screen. And even if there are some bizarre concept art, you can't deny that regardless they are fascinating one way or another. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the end of the comments, and like I said, I know that I was a bit tame and that those comments were a bit tame, but here's hoping that there was enough material to make this episode interesting. And don't forget that I will do a top 20 interesting DCEU concept art sometime this week, given how you guys have been waiting long enough. And that's pretty much everything I have to say, and I'm going to end this video right here, and as always, thank you guys for watching this video, please like and subscribe. Take care and have a good one.